Just for having this coordinating. This is taking a lot of work for him, and I don't think he has any kids out here, so it's not for any personal gain. It's just for him to come back to the community, and that's some of the things that you should look at as far as students going to college and the things that they're able to do and things like that. So he took a little bit of my thunder about why go to college, but we'll be able to talk a little bit more about that. So for those of you who didn't completely commit to why you want to go to college, like he said, college graduates statistically make much more money than non-college graduates. So if you look at what the census says, for those who go to college, just a little bit of college, you make about $10,000 more a year in your annual salary. So what could someone do with about $1,000 a month? Anybody? You could pay rent, you could pay a car note, you can go shopping. There's a lot of things you can do with $10,000 more a year. If you get your bachelor's degree, you make about $20,000 more a year. So that gives you almost $2,000 a month. So again, think about the things that you could do with that money. And then if you get an advanced degree, then obviously you can make more. So to Manny's point, you can make in a lifetime $1 million more by going to college versus not going to college. And when you look at college costs, although they are expensive, they don't equate to $1 million. So it's still a good investment of time and money, the total benefit of going to college. The second thing is employment. And especially now in this tough economic situation that we find ourselves in, employment is really key. So for those that go to college, they're 12% more likely to have a job. And that's some college, again, maybe going to trade school or going to junior college or something like that, 12% more. For those with a BA, you're now 17 to 20% more likely to get a job. And then for an advanced degree, you can create your own jobs, but you're 30% more likely to go and have a job. So again, in this economic time, that's really, really important, because what's happening is that the blue-collar jobs, or the jobs that are easier to get, are shrinking. Those jobs are going to other countries, or technology has pulled them out of the way. They're talking about closing the post office. I'm 42. When I was young, the post office being closed, everybody wanted a job at the post office. Those jobs aren't going to exist anymore. The jobs that are going to exist are corporate jobs and jobs in information technology and engineering and medicine that require some type of education. Even again, if it's a certification, if it's an associate's degree in something. So again, you want to really focus on going to college. And then another thing that you might not think about is health. Statistically, you're about 22% healthier by going to college. Would anybody have any idea or think why that would be the case? Anyone? Yes? I didn't hear you. Walk in class, yeah. If you go to a big campus, walk in a class. For some reason, college students don't smoke as much. Then tying back to employment, more college graduates have better health insurance. So again, there's all this healthcare debate, better health insurance. So it ties back to money, insurance, things like that. Things that you probably don't think about as a young person, but obviously sitting in my chair, there are things that are really, really important. I just got really, really sick. I used to be exceptionally healthy. I got really sick. And then I got my bill and I'm like, woo, I'm glad I had health insurance. So again, those things you don't think about, but one day you can be fine and the next day something can happen that can change your life. And not having health insurance is a big, big deal. So again, that's why there's so much debate about healthcare in our country. So as Mandy said, it's so competitive to get into college right now. It's so competitive and it's so expensive. To go to USC is $52,000 a year. That's a lot of money. If you look at, over 4 years or 5 years, which is the average it takes people, you're talking about $250,000. People don't have that kind of money. So that's where I come in. And I work with student athletes specifically on the NCAA eligibility process. And I am not from the Board of Education, and I respect all those people in education. So my expertise or my validity comes in the fact that I had students myself. Children that I was trying to figure out, how am I going to get 2 kids into college? They're 2 years apart, they're going to be in college at the same time. What can they do? Can they play something? Can they draw? Can they do anything? And the point is that, to Mandy's point, it's so competitive, so you have to have something that sets you apart. Is there something that sets you apart? Are you a great writer? Are you a great poet? Are you a great artist? Are you a great singer? Are you a great dancer? Do you have a skill that you can continue to cultivate that will have schools say, we want you on our campus and we will pay for you to be here? One of the #1 ways to do that is through athletics. And no matter what anyone tells you about, student athletes are dumb, and there's all this stuff about all this NCAA stuff, it's very difficult to be a student athlete and be a good student athlete and do well in school. So student athletes are exceptional people. They're just as exceptional as people that are academic geniuses, because it's difficult to be up here in academics and be up here in athletics. But the one thing is that on Sunday, most everybody watches their alma mater play football, period. On Saturday, we watch all of our sports teams play football, period. We're watching the NCAA tournaments. We watch the NBA finals. Sports is definitely part of our culture. It's part of who we are as Americans. So if there's something that you do in athletics that can parlay into going to school for free or pay a portion of it, how much more do you help your family and help yourself? Because then you get out of school and you don't have all the debt. So the NCAA, because they have been criticized for their academic leniency and things like that, they have a rigorous academic process that they require that you participate in. And what happens is that many people think, oh, we do our A through G requirements. Yeah, you do, but the A through G requirements, there are only 15 classes that they require that you take. For the NCAA, they require that you take 16. So automatically, even if you're A through G and you can go to UC Berkeley, you may not be able to go and do athletics because you're one course short. And then in the A through G requirements, they also allow you to take electives. And that's wonderful because they want you to be well-rounded. They want you to take computer science. They want you to take an arts program or a dance or anything like that. But the NCAA doesn't think that that's rigor. That's not academic rigor. So they don't accept those electives. So now you could be 2 or 3 courses down. You could be a senior and you could be the greatest kid on the football team. But if you have 3 courses that you have to complete, you won't be NCAA eligible. So you won't be able to go into a college or college situation and get financial aid, which is a scholarship to participate. You are considered what's called a non-qualifier, so you have to go to a junior college and you'll have to participate there and get your associate's degree before you can move on. So that's why it's really important to start planning early so that you can build your schedule to have all those 16 core courses included in your schedule to make sure that by the time you graduate that you'll have everything that the NCAA requires for you to participate in college athletics, and then you can hopefully get a scholarship, which again will benefit you, your parents, and you'll just be able to have a very different experience in college than most when you're thinking about your finances and if the financial aid office calls you and says, we didn't get your parents' check or your financial aid didn't go through. I mean, that can be very stressful. So there's so many benefits and so many things that I could talk about just in having my children in college on athletic scholarships. When I get the bill that just tells me what the bill is, I'm just very thankful that I don't have to pay that bill. And all that it took was just a little bit of tweaking and just a little bit of knowledge. So I have a sign-up sheet here for anyone who's in athletics and interested in hearing more information or me coming and talking to you about kind of where you're at, what your goals are, what you have thus far, and where you need to go if you want to pursue that. I also have business cards. But more than, I want to make sure this is interactive, so does anyone have any specific questions that they'd like to ask with regards to college or athletics or the NCAA or anything like that? Yes?
If you're not in a high school sports team, if you're in a city sports team, you're a league or something, you still get scholarships?
Absolutely.
Repeat the question, please.
Stand up, sweetheart. You said if you're not in a high school program and you play a city league or something like that, can you still get a scholarship? And the answer to the question is yes, absolutely. Anybody else? Okay, well thank you guys all for being here. It definitely shows your parents and your commitment to your success to be here on a Saturday this early in the morning. So definitely appreciate that, and I appreciate your time.